kingdom, nestled between the rolling hills and golden savannas, lay the village of Adina. Known for its rich traditions and the melodic rhythms of its drums, Adina was a place where legends were born and stories passed down through generations. The village was a close-knit community, with families that had lived there for centuries. They worked together, celebrated together, and mourned together. The villagers of Adina were proud of their heritage. They had a deep respect for their ancestors and the gods they believed watched over them. Every year, they held festivals to honor the spirits of the land, the sky, and the water. They danced, sang, and told stories that kept their culture alive. Afia, a kind-hearted woman with eyes that sparkled like the evening stars, lived in Adina. She and her husband, Kwame, were beloved by all, but they carried a deep sorrow. Despite their many blessings, they had not been blessed with a child. This was a source of great sadness for them, as well as for the villagers who loved them dearly. One night, as Afia lay in her bed, she had a dream. A radiant star descended from the heavens and spoke to her in a voice as soft as the whispering wind. Afia, the star said, "You shall bear a son, and he will bring light to your village. His name will be Kofi." Afia awoke with a start, her heart pounding in her chest. She felt a sense of peace and hope she had not felt in years. She hurried to tell Kwame about her dream. He listened intently, his eyes widening with wonder. They both knelt and prayed, thanking the gods for this miraculous message. In the months that followed, Afia's dream began to come true. She found herself expecting a child. The news spread quickly through the village, and there was great rejoicing. The villagers celebrated with dances, songs, and feasts, honoring the gods for answering Afia and Kwame's prayers. The night Kofi was born, a brilliant star appeared in the sky, shining directly over Adina. The villagers gathered outside, marveling at the sight. They believed it was a sign from the gods, heralding the birth of someone extraordinary. Afia and Kwame held their newborn son, feeling a deep sense of gratitude and awe. As Kofi grew, it became clear he was no ordinary child. He possessed a wisdom beyond his years and a kindness that touched everyone he met. Kofi often spoke of the star that watched over him and guided his actions. His words brought comfort to the weary, and his deeds brought hope to the hopeless. Kofi's presence brought a sense of peace to Adina. He spent his days helping the villagers with their tasks, listening to their stories, and offering words of encouragement. His laughter was like music, lifting the spirits of those around him. The villagers believed he was a blessing from the gods, sent to bring light to their lives. One fateful year, Adina faced a terrible drought. The rivers dried up, and the crops withered under the relentless sun. The villagers were in despair, fearing for their future. Kofi, now a young man, felt the weight of their suffering and sought guidance from the star. One night, as he sat under the starlit sky, he heard a familiar whisper. "Kofi, my child, journey to the sacred grove and bring back the water of life. It will save your village." Without hesitation, Kofi set out on the arduous journey. Kofi prepared for his journey with care. He packed provisions, gathered his strength, and bid farewell to his parents and the villagers. They watched him go with heavy hearts, knowing the dangers he would face, but also with hope, believing in the guidance of the star. The path to the sacred grove was fraught with danger, but Kofi's faith and courage never wavered. He crossed treacherous rivers, climbed steep mountains, and faced wild beasts. Along the way, he encountered challenges that tested his resolve, but he always remembered the star's guidance and the hope of his village. Finally, after many days of travel, Kofi reached the sacred grove. The grove was a place of ancient beauty, with towering trees, and a crystal-clear spring flowing from the roots of an ancient tree. The air was filled with the sweet scent of flowers, and the sound of birdsong echoed through the grove. Kofi approached the spring with reverence. He knelt beside it and whispered a prayer of thanks to the gods. As he filled his gourd with the water of life, he felt a sense of peace and fulfillment. He knew he had completed the first part of his mission, but the journey was not over yet. With the gourd of water of life safely in his possession, Kofi began his journey back to Adina. The way back was no less challenging, but Kofi's determination and the star's guidance gave him strength. He faced many obstacles, but he overcame each one with courage and faith. As Kofi neared the village, he was greeted by the villagers who had been waiting anxiously for his return. Their faces lit up with joy and relief when they saw him. Kofi smiled, feeling a deep sense of connection to his people and his home. Part 9, The Miracle. When Kofi returned to Adina, he was welcomed with open arms. The villagers gathered around him, eager to see the water of life. With great care, Kofi poured the water onto the parched earth. As the water touched the ground, a miracle happened. The land began to heal. The rivers flowed again, and the fields burst into life. The crops grew tall and green, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of flowers. The villagers rejoiced, praising the gods for the miracle and Kofi's bravery. They danced and sang, celebrating the renewal of their land and their hope. Kofi felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing he had fulfilled the star's prophecy and brought light to his village. Part 10, A New Dawn. Kofi's story spread far and wide, drawing people from distant lands to Adina. They came to see the boy blessed by the star and to witness the thriving village. Adina flourished, not just because of the water, but because of the hope and unity Kofi inspired. Kofi continued to live a life of service and kindness. He helped his fellow villagers, shared his wisdom, and kept the spirit of the star alive in their hearts. The villagers knew that as long as they had faith and courage, the star would always watch over them. Kofi's legacy lived on through the generations. His story was told and retold, bringing light and joy to all who heard it. The village of Adina became a symbol of hope and resilience, a place where miracles were possible, and where the spirit of the star shone brightly.